Oh hey, I'm Fatima, and welcome back to my channel. One of the many lessons that I've learned is learning to quiet down the noise and to embrace silence. Silence is so powerful. When you're sitting in silence, you're able to think, okay? You're not taking in anybody else's thoughts or opinions. You're forming your own. There's so much peace and clarity in silence. Like a lot of the things that we think about or we worry about, if we just sit in silence, the answers will come to us. I've learned that silence isn't empty. It's full of answers. We live in a world that's always demanding our attention. But when we learn to listen to the stillness, that's when we start to hear our true selves. Your inner voice is always speaking to you. It's just waiting for you to slow down enough to listen. And I think that's why prayer, meditating, all of those things are so powerful because you are one with yourself. You're one with your thoughts. I think there's nothing more powerful than a person who has a mind of their own. There was a time where I was constantly listening to podcasts. Okay, I was a podcast girl. I had my list of podcasts. I listened to them every day. And it got to a point where I was just like, I actually don't want to hear this anymore. I don't want to hear your thoughts and opinions. I'm actually not interested. I think there's a time and place, and I think that there should be boundaries of how often you're watching things and how much you're listening to things. And I know it can be hard because sometimes we don't like the thoughts that are in our minds, but I think the more that you actually listen and see what's actually happening rather than trying to drown your thoughts out, I think that you're able to find ways to change the way you think, reprogram your mind. I'm a big believer in affirmations, okay? Every day I wake up, I pray, and then I read some prayers / affirmations out loud, and they're all beautiful, positive things. Let me give you a sneak peek into my journal. I'm abundant in love, kindness, generosity, patience, creativity, great health, etc., etc., etc. I am grateful to God for the richness and beauty of life. I am making my dreams come true each and every day with the actions I take. The list goes on. I try to read those affirmations every single day because what happens? Your thoughts and your words become your reality. So why wouldn't I want to fill my mind with positive, affirming things that are going to push me to the next level? In a world where we're constantly plugged in, it's easy to let digital noise take over. Social media, podcasts, music, they all demand our attention and fill our heads with someone else's voice, someone else's thoughts, and someone else's opinions. But here's the thing. The more we let these distractions in, the less room there is for our own thoughts. By limiting digital noise, we make space to listen to ourselves. When we unplug, we stop being influenced by external chatter and allow our inner voice to rise to the surface, clear and strong. Okay, so you're probably like, okay, Fatima, so what do I do to quiet the digital noise? How do I reconnect with my inner self? Well, I have a few tips for you. So the first tip is setting boundaries on how you utilize social media. So for me, I'm really practicing not going on social media unless I have something to share. So that way it's like a happy balance of sharing what I need to share, but also using that time to engage and watch all the stories and likes and leave comments, etc., etc. Like you ever exit an app and then you enter the app again, or you exit it and then re-enter another one, like it's just chaotic. I also have turned off most of my notifications on social media. I'm also very particular with what I engage with in terms of who I follow, what channels I subscribe to. Like it's very limited, and it took me a long time to get to this point, so I'm so sorry if I followed you, unfollowed you, and followed you again. I'm just trying to create the perfect experience for me digitally. A tip that has really changed the way that I start my day and how I set the tone for the day is starting my day in silence. Rather than waking up and reaching immediately for your phone, sit in that silence, sit in that stillness, okay? Wake up all the way. Wake up all the way before you click that phone, before you touch that phone. I like to wake up, I like to say my prayers, I like to journal, I like to read my affirmations, okay? I like to sit in peace and silence. And I think dedicating your morning to stillness and silence and ultimately with yourself, it really helps you center yourself before your attention is getting demanded by everything and everyone else. Sometimes we forget that the simplest joys in life can be the most powerful. When we're constantly surrounded by noise, it's easy to lose touch with the things that bring us true happiness. Whether it's reading a book, painting, gardening, or simply taking a walk, make time for things that light you up. So another helpful tip that I really enjoy is spending time doing the things that I love, giving time and energy to my interests and my hobbies and my passions. The act of filming and editing is fun. I enjoy that, okay? I love reading. I love looking at magazines. I love to paint. I'm no Bob Ross, but as he said, you can do it, okay? I can do it. Like, even the artwork that I have hanging up, most of it is actually me who drew that. So, you know, shout out to me. And as I've shared previously before, I love to sing. So I've been singing, writing, practicing my keyboard. Like, there's so much fun in doing the things that you enjoy and really disconnecting with the outside world and connecting with you and what makes you happy. These moments of joy are moments where we reconnect with ourselves, where we indulge in what we love, we step away from the distractions, and create space for our true thoughts and desires to come forward. It's in these quiet moments that we rediscover who we truly are. So those are a few of my favorite tips on how I reconnect with myself and quiet down the noise. What is one thing that you enjoy doing to tune everything out? Tell me. Let me know in the comments. What do you do to sit in silence? What brings you peace and what brings you happiness? Thank you so much for watching. I truly do appreciate it. Please like this video, thumbs it up, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.